A very good evening. How are you? Nice to see you. Can see you, Angeline. Can see you, Lucy Kamambi, Jen Gikonyo. We have Janet Makumi. Welcome, welcome. Feel at home. This is Reposition Ignite Your Pink. And I am in pink in solidarity with our theme this evening. So I want to say karibu sana, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell us where you're joining us from. We are just starting. Oh, it's already 6:30, yes. So we are starting right away. This is Reposition, Ignite Your Pink. It's day 0. This is the day we build momentum for the Reposition Challenge, which is a 10-day challenge in the month of December. This is a challenge that happens every year in December, starting 1st December to 10th December. We do reposition because we want to align ourselves with our deepest calls and dreams in our hearts as we start the new year. So, karibu sana, tell us where you're joining us from in the chat. And I'm so happy to host you this evening. So today's theme is, or this challenges theme for 2024 is about igniting our pink. Our audience this evening is you, the woman of excellence, is you, the lady of excellence, and we want to ignite the pink that is within you. So that's why we are gathered this evening, because we want our pink to be brighter and bright. Welcome, welcome. I know others will be joining us later, or they will join us in the recording. Those who have not met before, my name is Loice Moteti. I serve as a leadership and transformation coach, speaker and trainer, certified by the John Maxwell Leadership Certified Team, and a passionate believer that every woman, just like you, needs to thrive and not just survive. We want you to flourish. And that's why I'm so happy this evening that you are here, because I am particularly intrigued to work with women leaders as a catalyst for them to ignite new possibilities, because possibilities are endless. They are endless. So if you are feeling stuck, feeling you have self-doubt, to step up, I'm here to hold your hand so that we can explore this endless potential that is already within you. I've worked with several women over the last 1 decade. I think this is now my 14th or 15th year, working with women leaders, supporting them to step up into their greatness and to multiply their impact, because that's who God created you to be, a woman of impact. So I love working with women who are ambitious, and I coach you to be purpose-driven so that every day as you wake up, there is a reason. There is a reason why you are living that day, and there is so much for you to impact others. So welcome, karibu sana. That is my name. I am married to one husband, and I'm blessed with 3 children, one an adult, one another a teen, and the last who is a child of 10 years come December. So my whole work is to ignite possibilities. And that's why I host this kind of a program this evening, Reposition. I'm just igniting possibilities because the possibilities are available. So my work is just to spark them for you so that now you can pursue them. So I'm the host also of the I'm Leading Book Club. A number of you are part of the book club, where we read books for personal development and leadership development. I'm also the host for the Rich and Royal Abundant Ladies Club, where we ignite our ability to save and invest. And lately, I have the Ignite Possibilities show, And all these are online platforms helping women, supporting women, just to rediscover. And I love that word, to rediscover and maximize their potential. Radiate holistic wellness, because wellness is part and parcel of leadership development. There's no way you can be a leader and you're not taking care of your health and wellness. And to, of course, activate the infinite abundance and possibilities that are already available for us. This year, 2024, I am so happy and grateful that I've authored 2 books. The first book in February, She Leads, Optimizing Leadership Through Strategic Training, Coaching, and Mentorship. And God blessed me again. I have my latest book, Ignite, Unleash Your Inner Fire. So based on this book today, this program, this challenge is based on igniting our pink, just borrowing from the word ignite. So I'm a certified HR professional, a holder of an MBA specializing in HR, and I use all that knowledge and all the coaching prowess that I've managed to learn over the years just to help ladies to adapt mindsets, strategies, and leadership techniques so as to produce extraordinary results. And I can affirm that over the years, I have seen women evolving, becoming better versions of themselves. I balance my crown because I wear my crown. In other words, I'm known as Queen Teti, and I wear my crown with pride. And today we are going to be talking about that crown because it's part of your feminine power. So I'm a devoted Christian, and I balance my crown with prayer life, continuous learning, leadership development, and of course, spending time with my family. So those photos there are just there to show the different programs that I run. I am leading book club. This year, we have done 4 seasons from the first time when we started. And now we have completed with season 17. Actually, we are finishing by Friday, which is tomorrow, our last book. And then we embark season 18 from January 2025. And guess what? We shall be reading together my second book, Ignite, Unleash Your Inner Fire, because that is an appropriate time just to ignite that abundance that is within us, that leadership that is within us. So we unleash that inner fire. So I invite you, if you do not have the book Ignite, this is your time. Get it. It's available as a soft copy, as a hard copy, and let's join together the book club, season 18, 2025. So thank you. That is some introduction. I realize there are several people who watch the recordings, and sometimes we assume that we know one another. It's good to have that introduction. Welcome, those who are joining us. We are just beginning. So this evening, our focus is simply to realign ourselves with the challenge that is starting next week on Monday. We realized that fast is on a Sunday. So I pushed the date to start on 2nd. So we shall push it, and thank God we shall finish on 11th, and then 12th is a holiday. So I found that a better arrangement. I hope that is okay with you. The beauty of this program is that this challenge for the 10 days starting Monday, for the next 10 days, I'll be sending you a video with a challenge. So it's interesting when we do it together, and every day you are looking forward. You don't know what is there, what will be said that you do, then you just show up. And I think that is so powerful, that you just show up without knowing anything, just believing and trusting. And you come to day 1, and there's a challenge for you to do. You do it, you share it in the group, in the WhatsApp group. And we build momentum for us to count our blessings in 2024 and to step up to your greatness in 2025. So repositioning, as I said, is a program we do every end of the year, because as we start 2025, we are looking at the goals that you're going to have, and we want to reposition ourselves, align ourselves so that we meet the eye of that goal. You can see there is an inner circle that is within there. There is no way that you can shoot and really reach that center point when you are not focused, when you are not repositioning yourself. And today I'm taking this new angle where we are going to look at reposition as movement. There's a shift, there's some movement. If you are standing this side to the east and you want to hit that bull's eye, there is a way you need to reposition yourself. That means you need to shift a little bit so that you can really shoot and meet the eye of your goal, of your dreams, whatever it is that you want to achieve in 2025. So today we are setting the momentum. Share this recording once we have it with your friends, with your family, anyone that you want to activate within them the desire. The program will be available even for the ones who have not paid. If you pay, you'll have access to it and do it at your own time. We'll have it open, the programs for the ones who have paid. Whatever time they will pay, we'll have them open at least for the whole month of December. So no pressure, no pressure. We are here to thrive and to flourish. So no pressure, be at ease and just take your time. Of course, I'll be sending every day for the 10 days. But as I've said, you will remain with the recordings, those who have paid, and you'll be able to do it over and over again. So thank you for being here. We have some ladies who have joined us. We have Danielle. Thank you, Danielle, for joining us. We have Dora. Karibu sana Dora, who is Mombasa. We have Judy Kemboy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Dr. Jen Olisa. Karibuni, karibuni sana. So I was just trying to explain what will happen, because I know sometimes we have new people and we keep on assuming that they understand how the program runs. So that is reposition for you. So you can see very clearly is about alignment, is about us staying in a space where we are able to be focused enough for us to reach the goal that we want. And of course, 2025 comes up with new dreams because it's a new awakening. Continue from there. So as I have said, for this Reposition 2024, I want us to think up. I know last time we did reset and all that. So I want us today now to look at the movement part of it, that you are standing here, but you need to shift. You need to realign yourself so that you can hit the target. There's some movement somewhere. So that is the thought process I want us to have as we have this conversation, that reposition equals a shift. Reposition equals realignment. Reposition equals movement. And the moment we start having that picture in our mind, that there is a way I need to reposition myself for me to be able to be aligned enough, focused enough to meet my goals, and to ignite this time, our goal is to ignite our pink, then we are in the right direction. So you cannot just be anywhere. You must be at the appointed place. You must make some movements. There must be some realignment, some change somewhere. Because this year, remember, as we started the year, it's about becoming. And when we started the year, we said becoming is about evolving. There's some movement. You can't be at the same spot where you were in 2023 and 24 and expect that in 2025, you are going to shift things around. No, that's why we are doing reposition right here and then in December 2024, so that we are able to shift whatever needs to be shifted. We're able to realign whatever needs to be realigned. We're able to move. We need energy to move. We need energy to move. We need energy to move. So we need all these things to do before. That's why we are here to reposition so that we are aligned. I think I've talked about alignment, focus, shifting, movement, and now we are together. We now. Amazing. So this here, because we have said is about movement. It's about shifting. It's about realignment. There's some movement in it. We are going to use the three, this formula I use in my coaching. I call it the three framework, step out, step up, stand out. So we are going to use this framework to enable us now to make those movements. Because when we say step out, you step out. When you say step up, we step up. When you say stand out, you're able to stand out and you're able to see there's a change. There's a change in your physique. There's a change in your emotions. There's a change in how others are observing you. Because we said you cannot be at the same spot. If you have been doing things this way, now it is time to step out doing things that way, to step up, have some standards as a woman, because we are reigniting that pink that's within you. So our focus in the 10-day challenge is to ignite. So it is reposition some movements that we are going to have some shifting, but it will be focused on igniting our pink. And I will redefine pink while we are there in that class. First for today, we are just setting up the momentum. And I hope we are clear up to that space. So this is the formula we are going to use as we do the challenge. This is the kind of a mindset we are going to have. A mindset where we know that we need to step out. We know that we need to step up. We know that we need to stand up. So there's movement. As you can see, those staircases. You can't be in the same space. You can't be where you started 2024. Things must shift. Things must change. You must change. So let's start with the first one. I wanted us just to have some 45 minutes. I can't believe it's already almost 7. The first thing is to step out. And I want you to affirm that slowly within yourself. Say out. Step out. And I wonder, what comes into your mind when you're telling yourself, now I'm repositioning and I want to step out? What is coming to your mind? I want you to breathe in, breathe out, then just focus on stepping out. So let's breathe in, hold, then out. So let's do that again. We're going to breathe in, hold, then release with a sigh. So 1, 2, 3. I hope you're not in the matatu. People are wondering what you are doing. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Out. Again. So you're going to count now 1, 2, 3 as you breathe in. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then let's release it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's amazing, isn't it? 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3. So your breathing out is longer, yeah, than you're breathing in. For the ones joining us, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Amazing, amazing. Kindly clap for yourself. Now, in that space, start now thinking, what does it mean to step out? What's the meaning of stepping out? And I would like to indulge you if you can share that in the chat, just what comes into your mind when you think about stepping out. It will be beautiful. If you can, let's do that. Say something. What does it mean to step out? What does it mean to step out? Looking for the messages on the chat? Yes, Janet says it requires you to be a woman of courage. Yes, there's no way you can step out without courage. You need courage to step out. Oh my goodness, that's so amazing. No? Someone else that is super good, and we are going to look at that as we come to the end. Yes, someone else out. We are repositioning. Oh, Dora, I love you for that. She says, great grace. Exactly. There's grace when you step out. You need the grace of God. Edith says, I've missed you, Edith. Stop overthinking. It is powerful because that is the problems we have. Overthinking, not taking action. Danielle says again, confidence, a woman of confidence. Oh my goodness. Angeline says, purposeful. Oh, profound, profound, profound. That is, oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing that, and keep on sharing in the chat. I'm moving with speed because of time. So we have seen that there's something for us to do. That is to step out. We need courage. It's about a conversation of grace, of confidence, and all that. And that means relocating from where you are to a different space where things are happening differently. So because this year we are focusing on that movement, it could be 1%. It doesn't matter as long as we are moving from where we are to where we want to be. So sometimes God chooses to move you because sometimes you are stuck there and you are just stuck. And God wants to move you, to relocate you, to be in a place where you can receive. Because there's a vortex of abundance. There's a vortex of everything that you need. And maybe you are not aligned to that vortex. So you are here, God is moving you here, relocating you from here to here, so that you can align with the vortex, because the seed He has put in the inside of you will not thrive in this environment. You need to move, to relocate to this environment so that you can be like a channel. You are receiving from above. Relocate. And I want you to think about that word, relocate. Because I'm going to give you a scenario here just from the scriptures, and you'll see how God chooses to move you. And sometimes that movement may not appear to be so nice. Sometimes you keep on wondering, why is God allowing these things to happen in my life? Why is everything happening this way? Not the way I had planned. I didn't plan 2024 to be this way. But could it be that God has chose to relocate you? To you, you may think it's a wrong move. But what about the possibility that it could be God? Could be God relocating you? If you knew that was true, then how would you receive that relocation, that reposition? Because remember, He is your maker. He knows where you can thrive and where you can flourish, and He also knows where that seed He has put in you will not thrive. So in repositioning, we are allowing, and as Dora said, the grace of God to take us where He wants us to be, so that we can be vessels that can channel His love for others, the love of God to the communities around us. So another word now is relocate. Relocate equals reposition. This year we are focusing on that movement, that 1% movement that helps you now to be aligned So reposition is about changing position. Is about changing position. We've talked about that. It's about stepping out of the darkness into a vibrant, beautiful, empowered, new environment. And that's what we are calling transformation and renewal. You remember when I started, I said I serve as a leadership and transformation coach because I am helping you to come from the shadows, to come from the darkness, from where it's a blind spot, where you don't know, to a place where there's some enlightenment, where you change for good, where, like the way a butterfly changes, it can't go back to the same stage as a larva. It changes, it has wings. It can, when you look at those two people, you can't compare. That's when we call it a transformation, because there's a renewal. And we're talking about a renewal from within, not external, from within. So reposition, because we're talking about movement, is about changing position. And in this case, in this illustration, we are moving from our darkness, from our blind spots, from our limitations, to a place where we have a self-renewal and a transformation. So reposition is about changing position. I'm going to engage you just a minute. So we've talked about personal renewal and transformation. What does this mean? You can look at those two hands there. One is hold and the other one is refreshed and new. So it's about shedding the old and embracing the new. And it requires courage. It really requires courage for you to confront yourself and to shed anything that is old and to start a change process where you are moving from here to there. You are embracing the new, not the things that you have been used to do, but now realigning your life, as Angeline says, with purpose. Knowing what is it that brings aliveness in you and actually spending more time in that. It's about having core values, standards that you live by, that guide your life. It's about having a renewal of your desires, which have been covered up by the storms of life, and now you're bringing it out. Just like the scriptures tell us that forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. Why? Because God is saying, behold, I am doing a new thing. Woo! And now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? And it's true. God may be doing all these things in our lives, but we are not perceiving them. So what makes us not to perceive that God is doing a new thing? That's why we have this challenge to bring those things that are back there to the front, to our consciousness, so that now we can start being present and conscious about what is happening in our lives. Because God is asking, see, I am doing a new thing. Look, it's springing up. Why, Angeline, why are you not perceiving this? Jen, why are you not perceiving it? Can't you see I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland? That is God asking you. And that is a powerful question, because He's telling us, let us not be limited by how things have been in the past. Forget the former things. Those limitations down there, we are being told, forget about that. Something new is igniting. There are new possibilities for you. New possibilities every day, because the mercies of God are new every morning, every morning, every morning. So this is a call for you to realign, to reposition, so that you can perceive what God is bringing in our lives. And share in the chat what is coming up for you as we have this conversation about personal renewal and transformation. What are you getting in this conversation? Let me see that in the chat. Let me see that in the chat. Realigning our lives with our values and desires and purpose. And God asking us, can't you see? Shed the old. Start embracing the new. Start embracing the new. Shed the old. Yes, I'm waiting for you in the chat. Let's have some conversation. Let's engage. Let's engage. Thank you, Grace, for joining us. Thank you, Eden, Susan, for joining us. Wanjiku, for joining us. I'm waiting for the messages to see whether we are together, because I know how Zoom is. I can just be in our own spaces to reassure me we are together. I'm not alone. Tell me something in the chat. I am waiting. I am waiting, Daniel. I'm waiting, Judy. I'm waiting, Dora. I'm waiting, Damaris. Yes. What are you getting out of this conversation? Grace, I'm waiting. Wanjiku, I'm waiting. Yes, Janet says she's getting something to do with self-esteem. Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful because you cannot become without you knowing, recognizing who you are first. That's how you reposition, first by acknowledging that I am. I am. Very powerful words. I am. And I am here. And taking back your power where it is scattered from the east, from the west, from the north, from the south, bringing it to yourself and knowing I matter. Self-esteem. Wow, that's nice. Personal renewal and transformation. Looks like nobody else is coming up. So we move on. Okay. Grace is saying rediscovering my potential. So true. So true, Grace. Because potential is what you have not yet achieved. What you have achieved is not potential, it's already manifested. But there is so much in us that sometimes we don't even realize it. And that is a conversation this evening, that you can become more because you are made for more. Wanjiku says, for me, it means it is time for me to begin forgetting my past failures and learn the negative things and begin learning positive things. Profound, profound, profound. Amazing, amazing. Yes, forgetting those failures. What has happened. And learning those negative things where we are conditioned to be, and now being open and receptive to learning new positive things. Wow. Personal renewal and transformation. Yes. So I want us now to think about this, the Exodus, the children of Israel. And I want that you flow with me as I give this illustration. So the children of Israel, whom we call the Israelites, and you all know the story, they were in bondage in Egypt. They served there as slaves in Egypt. And while they were there, it was all about oppression and hardship. And that is what Wanjiku has told us. That state of stagnation, of limitation, of living below your potential can be seen as that old life of the Israelites while they embodied as slaves in Egypt. And I want you now to start thinking about areas of your life where you've been a slave, enduring oppression and hardship, where you've been stagnating, not moving. We're talking about making movement, where you've been limiting yourself, yet there are so many possibilities around us, where you have been living, as Grace says, below your potential, so that now you start rediscovering yourself. You start now aligning yourself to that vortex we talked about, and you start opening up to new possibilities, things that you've not done before. Then the second scenario now, we go to God's deliverance through Moses. And that is the call. Remember my 3-step framework? To step out. So there must be a call for you to step out. A call to step out of those old limitations, because the first thing is self-awareness, is knowing that these things exist. And sometimes we're in a state where we don't recognize. You think you are thriving, and yet you are stagnant. You think you are thriving, and yet you are limited in your thinking, in your possibilities. You think I am achieving, I got that, without realizing that there's so much potential. Why go for the bicycle instead of the Mercedes? You see, but while you're in that space, you think the bicycle is the best. You're the best in this world, because that's all that you have seen. That's all in your consciousness. But as you expose yourself, as you step out, you start realizing there's a bit. There is this kind of a vehicle, and you start expanding your possibilities. Maybe at one time you thought when you come to Nairobi, this is it. This is it. Then as you stay in Nairobi, you realize, Allah, there are places to visit. I can go to Mombasa, I can go to the Masai Mara. But you thought this was everything. So there must be a call to step out. You must come to that space where you are stepping out of the old limitations, where you thought you knew, yet you didn't know, into a new season where you let go of the familiar and you start stepping into the unknown. That is where possibilities are. Those who were with me when we started the Ignite Possibilities, you remember? We talked about the heavens, stepping out into the ovens where there's no, it's just endless, limitless potential and possibilities. Then now we come to where the children of Israel now, they have stepped out. They have come out of Egypt. They have listened to Moses, and because Moses has come with the message of deliverance, and then now they come to the actual crossing of the Red Sea. And you remember what happened there. As they look behind, you know, sometimes you are tempted to look behind. What did they see? They saw Pharaoh with all his troops coming after them. And yet ahead of them was what? The Red Sea. And that's what happens. When the call comes to step out, things don't go the way you had planned them to go. Things don't manifest the way we wanted them to manifest. And this is where it requires you to start shifting, to start thinking differently. Instead of looking behind and thinking about Pharaoh and all his troops coming after you, you start igniting possibilities through faith. You start wondering, what if using this road, I can strike the Red Sea and it opens up? That is stepping into the unknown. You've never seen it before. Nobody had ever heard of something like that. That was a step of faith, just stepping into the new. And as we ignite our pink, as we ignite the essence of the woman God created us to be, are we ready to step into the unknown where we don't know how? Because that is the language. You don't know how. When you look at your circumstances, you can't see anything that will make you have this or do this or become this. But now you start entertaining possibilities. What if this could happen? That is when now you start activating and igniting your faith, that believe that all things are possible. And there is a shift in your mind, because now you start realizing I need to take certain actions to realign myself. So Repositioning requires trusting that even when the path is unclear, that God is leading you to a better place. You need to be in a space where you are able now to trust. Trusting is not easy because we are limited by what we can see, what we can touch, what we can feel. But when we start stepping into the unknown, I'm sorry about cold. When we start stepping into the unknown, then God starts opening the Red Sea for you, a new possibility that you had not seen before, igniting your pain. That was not the end of it. After the victory, after the crossing of the Red Sea and the Pharaoh and his troops drowning into the waters, there was the wilderness journey. And that is where transformation takes place. This is a place of preparation, a place of renewal. You remember they went through this season, not for 1 day, not for 2 days, not for 3 days, but for 40. You imagine, that was another generation being born. So they needed now, for them to conquer the enemies that they were going to meet ahead, they needed to go through the wilderness journey, that place of transformation, because that is a place of preparation. That is the only way you can ignite your pink, is when you allow yourself to be transformed, to change mindset shifts, not the same way you've been doing things, starting thinking differently, doing things differently, perceiving things in a new light. Now, that is where transformation begins to take place. Then now you start entering the promised land. In this space where it's a promised land, then we can say that it is a space where you are repositioned. You've gone through the process of faith, of stepping out, because that's what we are focused on today. Those 3 steps of stepping out. You go now through a process of transformation, new way of thinking, new perceptions. Now you enter the promised land, the land of milk and honey, because this is the place where your pink manifests. This is where your pink manifests. I'd like to hear from someone else in the chat. What are we taking away from this conversation? Anyone else wants to share? If you can share, the better. We'll read your comments. If you can share, the better. We have a few minutes to go. Welcome, those who are joining us. Oh, Dora says, thank you for encouraging me not to be afraid. No, you must be a woman of faith, a woman of courage. And this is part of your journey of igniting your pink. Thank you for sharing. Okay. So what are we seeing? That to ignite, you must step out of your comfort zone. This is the space I have been. This is the house I have been for the last 10 years. This is, you know, the neighborhood I have been there. This is how I have done things all through the years. Step out of that complacency. Step out of your fears. Fear of rejection, that if I show up, people will not accept me. I think that is one of the things I have learned over the years, that I don't wait for validation. I don't wait for others to show me what to do. I start listening my own intuition and doing it. So the language of rejection doesn't ring a bell. Stepping out of your failures, somebody has talked about forgetting the past and the failures. Fear of being seen, visibility. And we've seen that so much time, that you don't want to be visible because you fear judgment. You fear what people will judge you, how they will criticize you. Now it is time to start stepping out of this self-doubt, negative mindset. Step out of trying to be so much perfect, as Edith told us, waiting for things to align for you to make a decision. Step out of isolating. Now is the time to start collaborations. You can't do this alone. You must step out of hiding and just being under the weather there. Those unrealistic comparisons, step out of that, because you realize the grass is greener where you water it. So are you watering your grass before you start comparing that your grass with somebody's grass? Stepping out of those negative relationships, stepping out of stagnation. Angeline says, believe the process. Yes, do not have self-doubt. What an empowering message. Enjoy the journey, not the destination. Step out, step up. Thank you so much, Angeline, for that. Yes, so we are stepping out. Step out, settling for less. Somebody talked about self-esteem, settling for less than what you deserve. So you realize you need to have standards so that you know, no, this one, no. Start raising your standards. Step out of staying silent. We have been silent for so long. Now it's time to start speaking, to be visible. It's time to come out of these limited perspectives of how life should be. Stepping out of neglecting self-care. And now we start building up your pink, the woman God brought on this earth for a purpose. And while we are there, you start now thinking about what pink means to you. What pink do you need to ignite then? We've talked about stepping out. So what do you want to step up to? What greatness do you want to step up to? And you talked about several things. Someone said confidence. Someone said different things. It's all personal. We can't have the same conversation. So that's why the question is to you, what pink do you want to ignite? Because this is a call now to step up. Thanks, Angeline, for bringing that up. So you step out, now you start stepping up. Because when you have reached a level in your life where you are not challenged, you're so comfortable. The job is the same position, you're not doing anything more, and have done the things you wanted to do. You have taken your children to the best schools. You have built a house. You have bought a car. You have a husband. You have children. When you reach that level where you're not challenged, after all, I have it all. When you reach that level, that is the time now you start having a different conversation. You need now to be aware that I have reached that level. And you feel you're a know-it-all. That is the time now you must reposition. Step out of that comfort zone. Step out of being complacent and start thinking differently. Start igniting your pink. Step up to the next level. There's always the next level. If you are at a 1, move to a 2. If you're at a 2, move to a 4. Keep discovering your potential, because potential is not what you have already achieved, is what is yet to be achieved, and you have it within yourself. You have the skills, you have the knowledge, you have the capabilities, you have the abilities to do things that you've never done before, to become a woman you have never become before. That next best version of yourself. So that is the woman we are calling to step up and to keep rediscovering your potential. It's a call to ignite and unleash your inner fire. Because within you, there's a whole river of fire waiting to be unleashed. But unless you ignite it, unless you spark it, that reality will not be in. So as you can see me there, during the launch of the book, Ignite. And that's where we got our topic, Reposition, Ignite Your Pink. Because you want to spark that inner brilliance that is already within you. And this is what we talked about. When you are ignited, when you are repositioned, when you have stepped up, then you're on fire. You are unleashing the fire within you. You are on fire. You've set your life ablaze. You are so ambitious. You know what you want, and you won't settle for less. You won't settle for what is not aligned to what you want. You actually know with clarity, preciseness, what you really want. And you are not waiting for anyone else to unlock that for you because you know it. And it is, you are self-driven. So anytime you find yourself, you're not self-driven, then I think there's a level of complacency, a level of comfort that you've found yourself in. So now it's time to ignite. It's time to ignite the pink within you. This is the only way you can be unstoppable. Nothing can stop you, no limitations. You just bounce back. You fail, yes, but you bounce back. This kind of a woman who is ignited, who has stepped out and stepped up, she thinks differently. She doesn't just take decisions because of the things she's going to achieve tomorrow. She's very strategic. She envisions her life 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, igniting your pink. She has a big picture. She knows that you can't be a leader, an effective leader, and your health is not following you. So she takes time. She has a big picture thinking. She's not just narrowed in her thinking. She thinks big and bold. And she has the big, big picture. She has a big picture for her children. She has a big picture for her marriage. She has a big picture for her career or business because she knows and she has learned the art of putting things together. Putting things together. This kind of a woman, she's not stagnant. An ignited, repositioned woman is not stagnant. Remember, we said there's movement. She is progressive. She keeps on moving. 1% in her health, 1% in her spirituality, another 1% in her career. She knows how to put the things together. She's resourceful because she has invested in it. She knows she matters and she invests in her personal growth. She doesn't wait for the employer to take her for a course. She pays for it because she knows that she needs it, that she needs that skill. She is balanced. She is balanced because she takes care of every aspect of her life, her mental health, mental wellness. She takes care of that. She takes care of her physical body. She takes care of her spirituality. She takes care of her emotions. And definitely, this kind of a woman who is ignited and repositioned, she's purpose-driven. She knows why she exists. And she's unapologetic about that. She does her thing the way she knows she needs to do it. And she does it and thrives and flourishes. Coming to the end now, the three-step formula: step out, step up, then now stand out. As a queen in your throne, and wear that masterpiece crown. Pink. They're not men. Pink. Pink crown. Pink crown. We are igniting our pink. Pink crown. You bring out your femininity with it as you stand out. You're not there to compete with men. You're not there to compete with other people because you know yourself. And you know, and you stand in your glory. You don't need too much for you to stand out. You just need to be authentic, real you. And the moment you come to that essence of yourself, where you know who you are, what you stand for, then now things start happening. Things start shifting. You were shifting at first, but now you are a catalyst, the cause of things to shift. Your friends will realize, Grace is different these days. She's no longer the same way she used to find. You are standing. Realize, Edith, these days, there's a certain way she's calm and still. Even when the storms are too much. But Edith just seems to surmount it all. What they don't know is the work Edith has done, that she creates time to cultivate that stillness in her life. So when you see her in her glory, you think, some people are built differently. But the truth of the matter is, Edith has learned like an eagle to thrive in the storms. Standing out in your pink. That is so, so profound as we set momentum for the 10 days challenge. That we are not comparing ourselves with anyone. It is a personal journey. That we are not going to try out to rub shoulders. No, 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 no. We are queens. So if you are a queen in your own kingdom, then you take charge. Then there's presence. And of course, you can't have a pink crown and you're not visible. Visibility, because the impact you are creating, you can't settle it down. You can't settle for less. People will have to see you. You can't hide yourself, ladies, because you are standing out. Yes, Ayadora says, thank you for igniting my faith to step into my pink. Exactly. So that is what we are going to do in the 10-day challenge. We're just going to use this framework with activities now to help us to rebuild, to reclaim our pink. And then I come to the close of this. I want to talk about a woman in the Bible who ignited her pink. And this woman was Queen Esther. And in my book, Ignite, I've also talked about her. And I'm saying, lady who is listening to me, who is going to listen to the recording, could I say that you have been placed where you are for such a time as this? Could we say, perhaps, you are born for such a time as this? That was the story of Queen Esther. Things didn't just happen. Remember, we are in alignment. We are in alignment, so things don't just happen. She was positioned to be queen for such a time as the one she existed. But her cousin Mordecai had to challenge her, remember, to step out. Without stepping out, she would not fulfill this purpose. She wouldn't. There had to be some movement, some action, stepping out, so that now she can step up as a queen and now stand out. We are reading her story because she chose not to remain silent and fearful. She showed up in her time. Are you showing up? Are you standing out? That's why we are reading her story. Because there were so many other stories, but this story was put there because she stood out, standing out. She couldn't stand out without stepping up. She couldn't step up without stepping out of all those fears. And there are people in your life like this Mordecai who are going to challenge you. I am one of them this evening. That this evening, at the end of this lesson, as you sleep and wake up tomorrow, before we start the challenge on Monday, you are going to start rethinking, where in my life have I been stagnant? It could be your money and finances. It could be your investments. It could be your health, eating habits, not exercising. Where are you going to step out? Because there's no way you're going to stand out without stepping out. And when it's your time to step up, you start now identifying things that are in alignment with your pink, things that are from within, not from without. Then when you start now projecting from that inner girl, definitely you become a force to reckon with. You start standing out. Are you here where you are? Where you are in that job, in that family, as a wife, as a mother, as an auntie? Are you there like Esther for a time such as that? That's a question. You can't remain silent when in that space. Things start shifting. And look at Esther. When a time came for her to stand out, she stepped up and she made sure that she was visible. She went, walked. She felt her fear, still went and said, may I have favor with the king? Because it was not common to do that. There was courage. Thank you for mentioning courage about igniting our pink. There was courage. She had to step out. Stepping out is courage. You can't do things the same way you've always done. And you want to be aligned in 2025? You must change your way of thinking. You must stop doing things the way you've done. This is your season. Perhaps, ladies, you are born for such a time as this. And now we start standing out as that royal queen. The moment we accept our mandate, we accept our purpose, and we know ourselves from a deeper level. Now you start igniting that queen that is within you. And that queen, ladies, is a royal. You start now unleashing, and that is another chapter in my book, Ignite. You start now unleashing the magnificent queen that is within you, a royal queen. Because you can have queens, but they are not royal. And I remember, Angeline, we were with you on Sunday as we did the Rich and Royal Retreat, and we were saying, yes, we have come here at the Hemingway's collection, and we are rich and royal and abundant ladies. And that was so profound, because that's the identity. And that identity starts making you to start some shifts in your life. How do you dress up? How do you show up? How do you do your thing? How do you parent? Which kind of a wife are you? Are you a royal queen in all that you do? In your career, in your business? You start now showing up from that identity of a royal queen. A queen who is ignited and repositioned. So as you stand out, we've talked about stepping out, stepping up, Standing out is answering your Esther calling. Just like Queen Esther, God has positioned you for a specific assignment. You are not just born to appear in this world. You have a purpose. There is a reason you are born a woman, not a man. There is a reason God put for you. And now it's time at knowing, recognizing who you are, so that now you can shine in that glory. It is time to answer your Esther calling. And that is where we are starting on Monday. If you have not paid up 1,000 Kenya shillings, 100 bob per day. And every day we shall be evolving, moving together. Today we're setting up the momentum so that you start now refreshing yourself, start knowing that self-awareness, because the whole point of being alive is to evolve, is to change to the next best version of yourself. So that is the purpose of this 10-day challenge. So if you are not in, what if you are meant to be in? To evolve, to ignite your pink, to reposition yourself. That brings me to the close. And I want to hear comments now. You can speak, you can talk. Angeline says, oh, yes, I love the beautiful time. Yes, just 1 hour, beautiful time spent together, igniting our pink. I can't wait to step into my pink. Welcome, Angeline. Let's meet in the challenge starting Monday. The first video is on Monday. I'm giving people time. There are those who receive their salaries at the end of the month. So if you have to borrow, borrow, but be in. That is the challenge. You must step out, step up, and stand out. Thank you so much. Comments as we come to the end. I've also enjoyed my time with you. I'm also reigniting my pink. Danielle says, oh, I'm so refreshed. Exactly. That's where your pink belongs. That space where you are refreshed. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Someone else, your comments, kindly, you can also speak. Anyone who wants to speak, you can also speak. Can put it in the chat. Yes. Amazing. I'm stepping out and standing out. Woo. Very good. Very good. Edith, and I have seen, Edith, your journey. You just graduated from the Unleash the She Leader program. And we are evolving, getting deeper and deeper. So congratulations. Now you're in the Abundant Woman. I can't thank you enough because you have taken action, not just saying it, not just speaking it, but you've taken action. Thank you so much. Edith, wow. Someone else, as we come to the end, I'm so happy. Thank you. Yes. Lovely session to remind us who we are, queens in our kingdom. Thank you so much. So I think with those few remarks, we come to the end of this, and we're sharing this recording for those who have joined us. And for the ones who want to gift this recording, you can gift to them just to refresh themselves. And then starting Monday, we'll be having our video. Any questions? Anyone who has not done reposition and wants to ask a question, you can also ask me. But I think I explained it so well. What happens, I'll just be sending a video clip every morning, most likely by 5 a.m., 4:30, 5 a.m., so that you have time to think through. If it's a journaling thing you're going to do, you're already prepared. If it is just whatever thing that I'm going to ask you to do, you have space to do it. And I have said that we'll not limit ourselves to the 10 days. I will have it open until the end of the month, until the new year, as we step into the new year, so that we can have conversations in the group about how you are igniting your pink. I think that community is usually very good. Thank you. Okay. If there's no question, this brings us to the end. Thank you so much. Reach out on WhatsApp. We are together in this. Pay for your sister, it's 1,000 bob. Pay for your mother, it's just 1,000 bob. Let's do this together. Let's ignite our thing. Asanteni sana. God bless you and have a good evening. Thank you. Thank you, Dora. Thank you, Anjiku. Thank you, Angeline. Asanteni. Good night.